Good morning, everyone. This is Jenice Lois with Genesis Solutions Type 2 Diabetes.
And let's see, trying to do all of these techie things at once. This is Lois with As We Go, and we are live.
Yes, we are. So this was a very, very eventful Christmas holiday. And I just want to start off by saying that, just letting people know where I'm coming from. I'm surprised I'm even actually up and trying to do this today, but lost my sister on Christmas Day. Now, she had been ill over a couple of years with heart issues and had a defibrillator. One of the latest things that she had in was actually on the list for a heart and was on the list for most recent hospitalization for a kidney because they sent her home about 3 or 4 months ago on dialysis. And so I guess with the heart being weak as it was, then it was just hard for her to have to keep up with the dialysis as well. And then her body started to fail her. So I guess the question that I have, because I'm now dealing with having to deal with all of this, is as being her only, being her immediate sister that's in the same country with her. What do you do when you've been thrown a curveball that you're just not expecting and things are not in place maybe like they should be in terms of relationships or whatever? And how do you get through it all? How do you start to tackle this mountain of overwhelm that you're faced with? And so that's something I wanted to just kind of talk about and get off my chest. It's just a lot to take in at one time, especially when you're not expecting it. You know, when people are ill, yes, but when you don't expect, and I think you said this very well a couple of weeks ago, actually, Lois, that you have to expect the unexpected. But when you're not thinking about the unexpected, how do you expect it, right? It just hits you like a ton of bricks and you're faced with it. So how do you deal with all of that? Let's just talk about that a little bit. We've got a few minutes to talk about that this morning. And then, of course, I've got some running around and some investigating to do in regards to taking care of arrangements. But in the meantime, I just wanted to kind of broach that this morning and have us think about, what do you do when you're faced with the unexpected? And how do you kind of process that? And how do you start to tackle it?
Yeah, and I think we all deal with unexpected things in different ways. I think we have to be gentle with ourselves. I think there's this tendency in us to expect certain things of ourselves and of other people, to do things a certain way, or to be a certain way, or to come out of something a certain way, especially when someone passes away or something, to pop back from that in a certain time frame, or to grieve in a certain way, or to show up in a certain manner. And I know for me, one of the best pieces of advice I ever got when we were in the middle of my son's death was to just stop, to pause, and to let ourselves grieve.
Yeah.
And because classically, we don't do that. We just keep moving and keep rolling. And we need to acknowledge the curveball.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whether we had to go get groceries when we thought we were going to work, whether it was just a really small thing or a really large thing, whatever the curveball is, I think we have to acknowledge it, so that we can deal with whatever that is and then keep moving.
It's interesting. I think I've changed in how I approach things like, as impactful as death and loss and separation and all of that. I used to be a person that I think I am still on many levels, internalize and withdraw from certain things, and so not be able to function, and almost in a clinical depressed kind of way. But this morning I felt compelled to get on and do this Monday musing so that I could kind of get back into my normal life and not have to really focus on the loss of my sister. It's still in the top of mind, yes, but I used to be kind of internalizing it, or I would internalize loss and I would internalize death, and not function. Whereas I really felt the need to continue to function so that I don't lose myself in the loss, and still be able to keep a perspective on what's happening. And I think for me, that's going to be a lot more easier for me to then bounce back from this loss and to continue on with my life and know that she's in a better place and she's not suffering anymore. Still not easy to handle and take, but it gives me a sense of grounding, that I'm more grounded as opposed to just withdrawing into a dark place. Just being grounded, knowing what happened, acknowledging, like you say, what happened, but knowing that I'm still alive, my family's still alive. I have people here that still care and love me, and I love them, and I just need to keep moving forward, because I cannot bring her back at this point, as much as I'd love to, so that we could talk about things that we had fights about, or things that we had disagreements about, or things that we should have fixed that we didn't, and just remembering the good times that we did have. So I've got all of that mixed up. So I'm going to just draw on the positive things that I can remember, and the moments that we had some good times together, and focus on that and not focus on the negative part of the relationship. I miss her like hell. We haven't talked in a few months, but I miss her. And I know it's going to continue until I completely heal, which is going to take some time. It's going to take some time for me to heal.
What was her name?
Jennifer. Jennifer. We're all J's in my family. My father's was James. I'm Jenice, and of course my sister was Jennifer. My brother, though, was the only one that didn't have a J. He was Anthony David. He liked Dave or David, so we called him David, but that was his middle name. But Anthony was my brother, who's a year younger than myself. My sister was 5 years younger than me. And yet she was one of a twin too. She was one of a twin, identical twin. My mom had two sets of twins, an older set who we didn't grow up with in the Caribbean, and then my oldest brother, who was first. And then she met my dad, got married to my dad, and had me, had my brother, and then had my sister, who just passed, with her twin sister. But her twin sister died at childbirth, and so did my mom. So a lot of loss and death in my family, and just having to kind of deal with that is a place where you don't wish for anyone to have to go through, but we all must go through at some point in our lives, right? We're all got to go at some point, and the people around us that we love and care about have to go at some point. It's just painful, but it's also part of life that we have to deal with. So how do you deal with it more effectively than not, right? So there you go. So yeah, anything else you want to say on that? I pray for peace, and I pray for the strength to kind of go through what I need to go through now in terms of making arrangements. But that's the next order of business today, is running around and trying to locate accounts and locate funeral home and all of that. So yeah, that's going to take nerves of steel to get through that.
Yeah, we'll be praying for you today.
Thank you so much, Lois. I appreciate that. But when you lost your son, you kind of can actually, it resonates with you, I'm sure, because it's a pain that you don't wish on anybody. It's a loss that you don't wish on anybody, and it's a loss that you're forced to experience, don't want to experience, but have to experience. It's crazy. And then move. So yeah.
For sure.
But other than that, it started off great on Christmas Day. I think I had a conversation with you about what I was planning to do that morning, right? So I did that. I had my poached eggs on French bread and I had my peppermint tea and I started to play my music. And my neighbor upstairs wasn't home for the holiday, so I was able to turn it up a little louder. And just enjoy the morning and enjoy the day and open up my presents that were under the tree that I'd received in the mail. And and just because I had wrapped those and put them under the tree, and the one that did come in the mail, I was already wrapped, so I just put it under the tree. But I opened them, and it was just pleasant things, nice things, and I was enjoying that. And then I got sent some goodies that my friend Cynthia baked in her kitchen. And Frevenus, I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but I think it's some kind of European cookie that she made. And she made some peppermint fudge, and she made some peppermint bark, and she made some black cake, which I'm saving for my birthday. So I froze that. And some other things. It looked like ginger snap cookies or something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it tasted like a little bit of a ginger taste. But anyway, I was snacking on that kind of stuff and enjoying it. And then, of course, a lot of it was sugar-free because she knows I'm diabetic. So it was just really nice to receive that and be able to enjoy that and play my music and have my breakfast and just spend some good quality alone time. But yeah, it started off great. How about you? How did you spend your holiday with your kids and your family?
Oh, we had a good time. My mom and dad are here, and so that's been fun. And we just kids didn't get up too early.
Oh wow, lucky for you.
My daughter was pretty excited, so she came in and woke us up a little bit. But we had 2 gift opening sessions.
Oh,
we kind of split it up between stockings and the tree. So we do stockings first, and then we have breakfast, and then we open whatever under the tree, and then the kids played with their toys, and we just hung out in our pajamas all day and watched movies and didn't go anywhere.
Sounds like fun. I like the way that you gotta do the stockings first, have breakfast, and then come back and have a whole nother session so you can prolong that whole moment. That's awesome. I like that tradition. I really do like that, where you have two openings, 2 sets of openings of presents. I like that.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. So I just wanted to wish everyone a great Monday, however you spent your holiday. I'm hoping that you, even if you spent it alone, that you at least remembered the reason for the season, and that it's better to give than to receive. And I had a friend stop by unexpectedly on Thursday and was able to have their gift already wrapped under the tree, expecting that at some point I was going to see them. I thought it was going to be more in the new year, but they happened to be in the neighborhood and stopped by and opened their present. So that was cool. And I sent a couple things off in the mail. So hopefully they'll get them. If they didn't get them for Christmas, they'll be getting them after Christmas. So they'll have a second opening like you did, Lois. They'll have an opening after Christmas if they didn't get it beforehand. So yeah, I just want to wish everybody a happy Monday, a great week. It's almost the end of the year, so let's finish up the old stuff and get ready to start the new stuff. This is going to be a new year, and I'm thanking God that I'm still here another day on borrowed time to live another day and make it happen, right? And keep moving forward. Somebody I used to work with used to say, let's keep it moving. Just keep it moving. Things happen, but just keep it moving.
If you're still here, it's time that's been given for purpose.
Yes, and I received that and I accept that. And I'm grateful for that. Yeah. Definitely so. Anything you want to wish them for the week before we jump off?
Have a good one. It's a big moment in time. So use it.
Yeah, it is. Time is of the essence here. So we've got another week before the end of the year, getting ready to start a new one. And next week, I think we need to talk about cleaning out closets and decluttering so that you can start off the new year fresh. We'll talk about that next week, I think.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Have a good one, everybody. Thank you, Facebook, for tuning in. We'll see you again next week. It's Jenice from Genesis Solutions, type 2 diabetes, and
Lois with As We Go.
All right. And this is Monday Musings. We'll see you again next week, same time. Have a good one.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.